Hello, everybody. Welcome to my journey to the media world. Full-time Manchester City 2, Aston Villa 0. Some awful refereeing, but that's the final score at the Etihad tonight. Delighted to say that I'm joined once again by Liam from the Total Villain. Liam, I'm not sure if I should invite you on again because we seem to lose it. Come on.
I know, and I do apologise, but I've got to say that was an awful refereeing performance. I know this point will be reiterated across social media amongst many footballing fans, but just to give my opinion on it, he was clearly offside, and it would have been completely offside if he had interfered with play, which he did. Therefore, it's offside. The goal shouldn't have counted, and VAR should have reviewed it, and the goal should have been disallowed, and therefore potentially we may have got a point from that game. But the fact that that goal was allowed and then the second one came in and everyone lost their temper, Dean Smith got sent off, it just all capitulated from that moment. But if the referees knew the offside rule, which sounds extremely stupid that I'm suggesting that they don't know it, but the fact that they gave that goal is just ridiculous in itself.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, I didn't really think too much of the goal. I was focused on Mings's mistake, if I'm completely honest, when it first went in. But yeah, having looked at it on the replay, it certainly was an offside position, and you can see why Dean Smith, gets a little bit angry at the referee.
Definitely.
If you're on the stream, guys, see we've got a few people in. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. I can see your comments, so leave your thoughts, and we'll get you involved as much as possible. Despite the scoreline 2-0. I thought, considering the circumstances, we haven't played since New Year's Day. It was a solid performance, and a lot of credit has to go to the defence.
Yeah, 19 days away from our last game, and it looked as if we'd only just played yesterday. The team was so sharp, and as well as Manchester City's team being so sharp, it was such a tough opponent to play against. However, I thought that we defended really well, and when we went on the counter-attack, we looked quite threatening. However, we had a few chances where we should have, tested the keeper more. I think McGinn had that chance where he scuffed it after Grealish just good awareness to pass the ball to him. But there are many chances where Villa could have tested the goalkeeper, and consequently, there's that one chance where Jacob Ramsey could have tapped in, and it could have been 1-0. But Ruben Dias from absolutely nowhere sticks his leg out, and it's still 0-0. But there were many chances for us on the counter attack. I just think going into other games, we've got Newcastle next, we've got the likes of Arsenal, West Ham coming up. I just think if we need to be more clinical in front of goal, and then we can make sure that before these stupid decisions do happen, and these insane instances like the one at the end of the game happen, that if we get those important goals in nice and early, then we can assure those 3 points going into many more games.
Yeah, and people in today's modern world often talk about fine margins. And it was a game of fine margins. My watch is going off, so I'll get that off. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. Sort of a live streaming, that is. But yeah, Liam, you talk through that for a little bit. Give your thoughts through.
I just want to quickly because you said that it's not really Tyrone Mings' fault for that goal, and it was an awful refereeing decision. But I just think the back four as a whole were fantastic tonight. And there's one man I really want to praise, Matt Targett, because personally, with my dad, when we talk about the game, I've given him a lot of stick. But he's improved so much in that back four, alongside Cash, Konza, Mings. Some of these players are playing so well. And then the players in front of him, Douglas Luiz, world class. And I know he's got that buyback clause that City may or may not activate. But I hope they don't, because he's such a world-class player. And these players as a collective performed really well. And it's just really frustrating that we didn't get at least a point from tonight.
Yeah, sorry about my watch there, guys.
Right.
But yeah, good to get Liam's thoughts. Yeah, I agree with you in terms of Douglas Luiz buyback clause. He's been a standout player for us all this season. And yeah, I just hope that doesn't get activated. I thought, first half, Man City had majority of the ball, as you'd expect. They had plenty of chances, but like we've touched upon, the defence was excellent. But we still had, a few opportunities. I'd say the clear standout one was Ross Barkley I think we were on the counter, and Grealish was wide open, and you just couldn't get the ball to him, could he, in the first half? But we were still showing attacking intent to attack in the first half, weren't we? Which was pleasing to see.
Yeah, and I think over the summer, the club, Langer, Smith, all these different officials, personally within the club, had a clear ideology on how they wanted to build this team or which players they wanted to bring in. And as well as solidifying the defence with the additions of Cash and the fantastic goalkeeper that is Martinez, who I can't believe we signed for 20 million, because that is an absolute bargain.
What's he been doing for the last 10 years at Arsenal?
I know, because I remember him on loan at Reading and he was fantastic there, and he's come through and he proved himself in that latter period with Arsenal, came to Villa and was really good. But on your question regarding the attacking side of things for Aston Villa, I think that one man, Ollie Watkins, he was much better today in terms of his holding up play. Because, I mean, at the start of the season, he had more of an attacking threat in terms of shooting on goal, which I believe is, in my opinion, is just slightly but surely just, he's not as threatening in front of goal now as he was at the start of the season. Maybe that's a confidence thing, I don't know. But he's starting to come back in terms of his holding up play, and it's nice to see a different side to him. And with Grealish on the wing and Bertrand Traore and Anwar Al-Ghazi are really coming to form and really coming into the light. I think there's a player like Anwar Al-Ghazi, right? The past few games, for me, he was in the shop window and he's come in and he's done really well. Bertrand Traore, it wasn't his best game today, but he played well at times, and that's an exceptional touch as well near the manager's dugout where he took it past one of the defenders.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal piece of play. But in terms of the attacking players that we do have the capabilities to score now. It's just a matter of us being clinical in order to get those points.
Yeah, and personally for me, you mentioned about Bertrand Traore there. I was going to ask you about that. Personally for me, he didn't have the best game, like you say. And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes with the COVID outbreak. I would have liked him seen him come off earlier. But he did come off in the end, and Al-Ghazi was the man to come on. And it was the scoreline. If you looked at it on paper and you hadn't watched the matches, you would think it was, a standard performance from Manchester City. But just that we just missed that clinical edge in front of goal, didn't we? I mean, chances at the end from John McGinn, put it on the plate and just scuffs it. But yeah, it's really pleasing. It's just a shame we couldn't get anything out of it. There was some drama at the end. We touched upon at the start about the offside, but Smith, I don't know if I've ever witnessed Smith getting sent off before. He obviously,
it was. I just want to interrupt you there because I feel the same way as you. I've never seen Dean Smith really react in that way, and I think you and I are really not necessarily bemused, but it's a very strange circumstance to be in because Dean Smith's normally the composed one on the sidelines, and he needs to set the example for the players. I'm not criticising him for the thing he did because quite clearly the first goal that City had was offside, and I understand his anger. But potentially we could have attacked near the end and maybe got an equaliser. I don't know, probably didn't because City were very strong at the back as well, and Stones and Diaz as a pair are really good. But Smith on the sidelines, just going back to your point, it's a strange situation to be in because, like I said, he's normally the composed one.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. And he had I think in the first half he had a little bit of a words exchange with Pep, didn't he?
Yes.
Over, I can't remember what the incident was, and then he's obviously said some foul language to the referees, got a yellow card, and then the referees upgraded it to a straight red. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Dino's going to be saying post-match. If any of you are on the stream and have seen any of Dean's post-match comment, then feel free to put it on and we'll discuss it. But yeah, is there anything else you'd like to add in terms of tonight, apart from, just lacking that final edge? I thought personally it was, yes, we were ropey at times in terms of our passing. I thought some of our passing was off, but considering the circumstances, I'm feeling positive for the games ahead. Yeah,
and we've got oppositions like Newcastle coming up next, who definitely aren't as good as Manchester City. But the fact that we're able to match Man City's intensity for such a long time, and it was only a appalling referee decision that really took the game out of our hands. I think that's a real positive to take away from today's game. And like you said, that we've been away from playing any sort of game for 19 days. that's nearly 3 weeks. That's an insane amount of time for a team who are really in momentum and winning game after game and showing really, really good performances. And the fact that we've been able to carry that on against such an tough opposition like City is such a great advertisement for Dean Smith and Aston Villa as a whole.
Yeah, and we haven't seemed to have got much luck in Manchester in recent times, have we? We had a penalty, which was debatable at Manchester United, and then we have an offside that is debatable at the Etihad. But that's how it is. And yeah, we move on. Next up for Villa, like you said, in Newcastle. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that game on Saturday. I'm not too concerned, having seen today's performance against the top side in Manchester City. How do you think we'll do against that one? And is there anything that you would change?
I don't want to be the arrogant one here, but like I said, I agree with you. It should be a win, really, shouldn't it? I mean, you look at Newcastle's form, and the Newcastle fans are really, really, really not supporting Steve Bruce now. Like he was with us at times, we really displeased him. He was such a negative-minded manager, and I think Newcastle fans and the whole footballing world are now starting to see that again with him at the helm at Newcastle. So it should be a win. I don't think we necessarily need to change anything. Maybe if, I don't know, we should take potentially, if we're winning the game, Barkley off slightly at the end because he looked a bit slow at the start but got back into the game. He was very slow at the start, but if he can get back into the game and be more of an effective player against Newcastle, then that would be such a positive as well. I don't necessarily think we need to change anything, but if we could continue this intensity that we showed against City for the majority of the game, it's not my mic there, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I totally agree. Liam, it's been a pleasure to have you on and have a chat about the game. Shame we couldn't get 3 points, but like we said, there's plenty of positives to take. And I'll be looking out for this Dean Smith post-match interview. I don't know about you. But just very quickly, for the Villa fans watching, do you want to give your channel, The Total Villain, a plug?
Yeah, so over The Total Villain, we don't necessarily do such great pieces of post-match content like Jude does, like the Villa podcasters, but we more focus on live stories and the stories that many passionate Villa fans have of themselves and talk about major subjects within society through the medium of Aston Villa. So that's what we try and do over there.
Brilliant. Make sure you go and check out the channel, guys. If you're not already subscribed, Liam does some great content. I've been on there a couple of times, and you started this at the pandemic, didn't you, Liam? And you've carried on through and done some brilliant stuff. So keep up the good work. And thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much.
If you enjoyed the video, guys, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, brand new. I've got some exciting interviews coming out. And but until next time, hopefully see you on Saturday against Newcastle post match, and up the Villa.